Welcome back to Test Latino. Today's been 10 days since we installed version 9 on the Model 3. Now I'm gonna show you a lost video that I recovered in the past few days. In this video, you will see how the autopilot has improved, what things kind of remain the same, and how the energy screen works. Some of the video is shaky, so I apologize for that. I also lost a few minutes at the end of the video that I could not recover. I'm sorry about that, but I hope you like the rest of the video. Today, we're gonna do another review of version 9 while we're driving. It's about a 9-mile ride. I have it on the GPS, and we're gonna pull some features from the screen, see what you guys think. All right, so right now I have my directions on the screen, and what I'm gonna do now is that I will pull up the energy metrics dashboard. So right now, as you can see, I have it on tracking last 15 miles, looking for average range. I can switch it to instant range, and the screen actually shows that I will be driving about 278 miles if I keep the pace I have. I'm in a school zone right now, and you know the range won't be affected that much right now because I'm going really slow. But as I go faster, after I leave the school zone, the car will update the metrics, and you can see how your driving will affect the distance that you can travel with the battery. Right now I have 265 miles of range indicated in the car battery, but that will be affected by how fast or slow I drive, how aggressive I drive. So you can see right now that the range changed to an estimated 359 miles, even though I have 265. That's because I'm going really slow. Now that I left the school zone, it will adjust, and the instant range will reflect here. You see it change from 340 something to 280 miles. I'm gonna put up Autopilot and monitor the car. So I'm on my commute. The car is set up at the speed limit, so I'm gonna be doing the 45 miles per hour that the speed limit is. Always the hand on the wheel, like we already said several times. And now we can start looking at how the cars show on the screen as the traffic around me changes, right? So car crossing the street, the car slows down, picks it up. I have cars passing me. They look like key fobs, which I don't have a key fob and I don't want it anyway. So Autopilot doing a good job. My hand is not, my foot is not on the pedals. I have follow distance of 2. That keeps it nice and tight, but not too close. The traffic light is green, so the car is going to continue and stay following the car in front of us. Have some cars going. As you can see, the big vehicles now see the car in front of me as a key fob, sedan, and then in front of him a truck, and then the other truck on the other side. So you can actually clearly see that the traffic is being monitored pretty much on point. So no surprises there. Again, remember, I am not driving the car. I'm supervising the car right now. The car's in autopilot. That's why the blue wheel and the blue speed limit ring is like that. So the car is doing a good job at keeping things clean, nice separation between the vehicles, following the metrics here. Now, this is new also. So this trip screen shows you how much battery you have based on how much distance you are covering or will cover during your trip, right? So at this point, it's basically saying I have 88% of the battery, which is, I charged up to 90% every day. And as I'm progressing on my trip, it estimates that at the pace I'm going, it will have 86% of battery left when I get to my destination, right? So car's doing adjustments, following the cars in front of it. So this is really cool. I think this is very convenient. You can see the range, but I actually like this more. I like to see that the consumption of energy is changing in real time, and I can make it so that it's less miles that it's tracking. So the numbers change now based on my last 5 miles, which is basically, let's see, I've only covered 3.2 miles so far since I left. That's been 15 minutes and an average of 205 watt hours per mile. So that's pretty good. But my 5-mile range calculations here are based on, overall driving. So when I reach 5 miles, this graphic will be relevant to the trip that we're in. So I can keep it like that. Right now, driving at this pace at 40 miles an hour, even though I have 263 miles of range on the battery, the car is projecting 422 miles. So I don't know about you, but I think this is really cool, really convenient. I know Model S and Model X owners have had this, but we haven't on the Model 3 ever. So second day, I have my version 9 installed, and I'm extremely happy with it. You can see how the the traffic actually looks at all around you, right? Like sometimes you can see a car sneaking up behind your car here when the cars are like getting really close to you. Yeah, so that's that part of the new version 9 software. Now we are approaching an overpass, and I said this on the video yesterday, that this overpass that's about to come up, if I'm not close to really close to a car in front of me, the car goes crazy, because on the overpass there's an intersection to take the highway, and at some point all the lines disappear from the road. So when the car sees the one line that's coming like this from the cars that are turning into the street that I'm driving on, it thinks that is a lane line that it needs to be centered with. So that turning line and the car's trying to center itself with the rightmost lane, because there are no lines, it thinks that the whole thing is the lane. So it pulls really hard to the right and very sudden. That's what it used to happen before. Right now, I'm on the overpass. When I go down this slope, this hill, that's when the lines will disappear. And I have a feeling that it's going to be okay right now, because since there's a lot of traffic, I'm really close to the truck in front of me. The car is keeping track of it. I'm gonna keep my distance at 1 during the commute here, just to keep it tight. Remember, the number 1 is not one car length, is a measure of, Tesla's distance measure. They go from 1 through 7, and if you want to stay closer to the cars in front of you, it's still gonna keep a safe distance. But if you want to, stay farther away from the cars in front of you, then you can increase that length. Okay, here we go. We're going down the slope. I'm about to lose the traffic lines, and I'm gonna hold on tight here because there's a car next to me. There are cars on both sides. The car is still keeping track. There we go. There you go. It did it again. See, I have evidence that this happens on that intersection almost all the time. I took over the steering. The car is still on traffic aware cruise control, so it's keeping the velocity going. I'm not pressing on the brakes or the acceleration yet, but I took over the actual driving. And see, that's what angry people with gas cars do a lot, right? They cut you off for no reason, and then there's traffic here. They need to stop anyway, a car or two be ahead of you. So yeah, anyway, that was one thing that I was hoping that version 9 would manage a little bit better. And even though nothing serious happened, nothing happened because I was aware of the situation coming up. If I did not know that that was going to happen, it could have been an accident. I actually had a car to my right that I could have hit. So anyway, Tesla, if you see this, just keep those things in mind. There's got to be a better way to track those situations. I'm not sure what the difference would be if the car had full self-driving enabled, if it's just going to be 10 times or 100 times smarter to not do that. So if anyone knows the answer to that, let me know. All right, so let's see what else we can check here. Well, really for the drive, there's not much. Like, I can pull the calendar here and I can see, you know, the things that I have pending right now, but this is like irrelevant to this video, right? You can just see that. If I had any of the meetings with an address on them, I could just open up the meeting and I can tell the car to go to that location. So let's keep test driving Autopilot version 9, see how things go. I'm only on cruise control, so I'm gonna turn on auto steer now. And this is going to be a good test, a good review, because we're also saving, as you can see, if you can see it from the angle of the camera. I don't know if you can see this, but the dash cam is actually recording. I have the USB memory stick on the USB drive, on the USB port down here by the console. And so I'm gonna impose the dash cam on this drive, which you're already seeing. I'm not seeing it right now because I'm doing it live, but you see it now on the side. You can see how the car reacts on the screen and how what the camera sees while we're driving. So, you know, at this point, I'm just gonna, you know, just gonna keep driving. Let the car drive, really. See if we notice anything new. Oh, I will test this as soon as I'm moving forward again on a good street. I tested this yesterday. Auto lane change now works on street roads, so we're gonna test that in a second. I have my morning coffee here, so this is what the commute looks like for me right now. Just chilling, waiting for the car to, you know, follow the other cars, stay on the lane, keep things safe, and life is good. Life is good. Got a brand new car, we'll buy a new car. All right, so we're gonna test auto lane change now. Let's see if that works. Yep, here we go. Look, the car is changing lanes. I'm on a back road, city road, however you want to call it. It did the whole thing. It changed lanes. It removed the signal when it was done changing lanes. So like always, I'm still in control of the car. I have my hand on the wheel now. Always do that. Never space out. Always be attentive, no matter what. And in my case, it's very helpful because as many of you know, I had a terrible motorcycle accident last year. I spent about 8 or 9 months bedridden, basically. I couldn't walk. I had a couple of surgeries. My ankle on my right leg, which was one of the most affected parts of my motorcycle accident, hurts when I walk. It hurts when I walk. I can't walk a lot of distance. That's why I have this handicap permit. I try to not use it when I'm, you know, around, unless I'm going to be parking too far from places. And at work, of course, I prefer to park close to my office. That way I don't have to walk that much. But anyway, my point was that Autopilot, the way that I'm driving right now, which is just supervising the car, it's very convenient, very helpful for me because... So that was the last part that I was able to recover from the last video. As I was saying, the thing is that the Autopilot is actually helping me be able to continue to drive without being in pain. After the accident, it's very painful for me to walk or to use my right foot for long periods of time, even if it's just a little force. So the fact that I can use Autopilot a lot helps me, and it helps me a lot. So anyway, I hope you liked the video, and you know, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet and you like my videos, please subscribe, click on the bell so that you can get notifications when a new video comes out, and stay charged, stay safe. See you later.